content is king and queen on the internet. If you're not creating content, your audience will not find you. But it's not enough to just post anything. It's really important to think about the content that you post. My name is Yvonne A. Jones, business growth strategist and founder of the 50 and Wiser community on Facebook. So what is your purpose for creating content on your social media platforms, on your blog, and on email? That's what we're going to be talking about in this live. Your content must have a purpose. It should have three distinct purposes. There are many others, but I'm going to focus on the number one thing that you want to make sure your content does is to build your personal brand. What is your personal brand? It's the perception that others have of you. It's what they perceive, who they perceive you to be through the content that you post on social media, on your blog, or through your emails. The other thing is that you want to be able to position yourself as an authority in your niche. You know what your ideal clients or the people who you want to attract to you, you know what the challenges are that they have because you've taken the time to find out. And so you're able to provide solutions for these challenges. And talking about your personal brand, it reminds me of what Jeff Bezos says. Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. So you have to also think about what impact is your content making on the people that you want to influence. Okay. Do you want to be known as someone who is always on a rant about something? Or do you want to be known for someone who has strong political views one way or the other? It's okay if you're okay with that. Do you want to be known for someone who is kind, who's compassionate, who's others focused? All of those things come through in the post, in the content that you create. So one of the things that will help you significantly is knowing, as I said, who your audience is. And so for today, I'm going to focus on 5 ways that you can create content, you can collect content that you can in turn use on social media, on the various platforms that you're a part of, in your blog posts, in your emails. Okay, so, and in another video, we'll talk about the various types of content. So let's focus today on 5 ways that you can actually put that content together. Number 1 that I highly recommend is to set up a Google alert. Think about 4 to 5 topics that you want to write about that are in your sphere, in your activity, in your knowledge, as well as the challenges and the problems that your prospects, your audience has. So when you go to google.com/alerts, it will immediately give you a little box that says create an alert about. You'll select 4 to 5 topics, as I mentioned, that you want to write about. And every day you follow the prompts that it's going to give you to set it up. And every day Google will send you an alert. I set mine for once a day. I don't want to be receiving, sometimes it could get pretty crazy. I get once per day, and I decide whether it's the best. I don't tell Google what to decide for me. Just send me the content about those topics. I get an email every single day regarding those topics that I've selected. So you type those keyword phrases that are relevant to you and set up an alert about them. Number 2 is ask your audience. If you're in a Facebook community, for example, you can create a poll, do a survey to find out what do these people want to learn about, especially if you have created a Facebook community around your niche. Then that's ideal because you're able to ask specifically as to what challenges people are having, what is it they want to learn more about. You can create a survey on SurveyMonkey, for example. You can send this survey out in an email as well. So your Facebook groups, there are other places you can put a poll, but your email, it's another easy way for you to get information as to what people want to learn about. Number 3 is to scan Google Trends for inspiration. That URL is trends, trends.google.com. Then there's /trends. Once you type in trends.google.com, it will give you that. You can search by geographical area. For example, you could search the United States. If you're in another country, Canada, Australia, wherever it is, you can search for trends that are in those countries, so that if the bulk of your audience is in a particular country, then you can give information that's relevant to them. But generally, most individuals who are self-employed online, even if they're living in another country, they try to target a lot of the information to people who are in the United States and Canada. So you can use your own search words, or you go to Google Trends and just scroll through to see what's happening there. And they have 2 options. There's the daily search trends and there's the real-time search trends. Make notes of what's trending. Have somewhere to store all of that information. Number 4 is keep a content idea journal or folder. As you go through social media, as you read things, as you go through your emails, you're going to be inspired by things in a moment. And so if you have a folder or a journal that you can jot down things, it might be an app on your cell phone that you can capture an idea without losing it. And don't depend on your memory. Don't count on your memory. Document it so that you can have that for future use. Okay, and an idea journal can be just the place that you need to brainstorm or brain dump ideas that might come to you personally, no matter how strange it seems. Just document it, don't edit it, put it aside, and allow your creativity to flow. Number 5, create swipe files or a swipe files folder in your email box. Of course, you never ever want to plagiarize, but you get ideas. Every day, if you are on many people's email lists, you're going to get emails. Sometimes they're from vendors, they're from large organizations. Glance through them. Take a moment sometimes to glance through them, because there must have been a reason why you subscribe to that particular email at some email address at some point in time. So there must be something of interest for you there. So scan through their emails. Doesn't matter how ridiculous it seems, just scan through it. Get a couple of ideas. You never know what's going to appeal to you. Or you can put them in your idea journal, or, as I said, create a folder that's not swipe files and just slip that email into that, because then you can go back and pick out the ideas. And as I said, it's not intended to plagiarize, but one idea starts another idea flowing, and you're able to see what other people are interested in. And the final point, those are 5 points. So let me review them quickly again as to your sources or your 5 ways of getting content for your social media platforms, your email, and your blog. Number 1 is to set up Google Alerts. Number 2 is to ask your audience. Number 3 is to scan Google Trends. Number 4 is to keep an ideas journal or folder. And number 5 is to put an actual folder in your inbox for swipe files, for that's emails that you receive from which you can glean ideas for your content. And finally, repurpose, repurpose, repurpose. Let's start with one idea. You get an idea. You put that on various social media platforms, depending on the platform and depending on if it's suitable. You can create a video from that, create a video around that. From that video you can write a blog post and then embed that video on the blog post as long as it's relevant. So there's so many things you can do with one piece of content. That's another video. We talk about ideas, how you can turn one piece of content into multitude of ideas or multitude of content on different platforms. So we'll talk about that in another video. But for now, I hope you got some benefit from these 5 ways that you can capture content which you can use for the benefit of your audience. Content is king and queen on the internet. Let's go out there and make sure we're capturing the ideas that we can use for content creation. Thank you for watching. I am Yvonne A. Jones, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.